Hi, good evening. This is Sandra. I just wanted to show you a junk journal that I made for Halloween. Um, some pages that are in here are from TaylorMade Journals. That includes the book cover and some vintage ephemera that's in here. Also digital antiques for the book pages. Art Gaze and Nick the Booksmith. I've also used that. I've also used some cardstock paper and some Tim Holtz ephemera. So right here, I did add this dangle piece right here. It's just made out of ribbons, different colors of ribbons, different textures. And then I added this little necklace. I kept it as a necklace so that if the person who receives it wants to use it, they can always take it off of the dangle. And it's just a little witch's hat. It just says all that and a pointy hat. And then at the bottom of the junk journal, I also added a couple of dangles with some pumpkins and some spiders at the end of it. Okay. Here I did add a Tim Holtz hitch post to close the junk journal. It's just held up with an elastic. And it has 2 signatures in here. I don't know how many pages I used. And I didn't want to put too much ephemera pieces in here. I wanted the person who receives it to go ahead and add whatever they wanted to make it their own, so that they can start building up their memories in this junk journal. They may even be able to use it for another year because there is a lot of room in here to journal in or to put pictures in or anything they would like to store and keep as memories. So the book cover right here, it has a really nice texture to it when you do print it out. The back cover also looks is very textured. It looks weathered. I did add some lace at the bottom and at the top. I did sew that in on both sides, front and back. And then I did stitch in the signatures, but I covered it up with this cardstock paper. Okay. So let me just take off this little dangle and go ahead and start looking inside the journal itself. At the very front, the very beginning of the journal, this is just black cardstock, and I also added the trim at the bottom and at the top of the book cover, front and back, and it's stitched in. Right here, it's just a tuck spot that I made. It has some ephemera pieces in here, and there's another area for another ephemera piece down here. Okay, and they can also use it for journaling if they would like. Again, the book pages that are here, the digital is from Digital Antiques. It's a very pretty digital papers. They're all very vintage looking. Like this one right here, it has a flying witch with her broom and a couple of bats along the way. Right here, I did a couple of stenciling throughout the journal as well. Not too much again. I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. This tag right here is from Nick the Booksmith. And I just added it here so that if the person who receives it, they want to go ahead and write their information right here. They want to journal in the back, whatever they would like to do with it. Okay. I also got this book, this Halloween book for children. And I only got it because I loved the illustration in this book. So this junk journal has a couple of pages from that book. Okay. The paper that I do have here, I did coffee stain the papers, except the digitals that I purchased or any cardstock. Okay. Right here, I did add some words and some different sentences. This is from Mrs. Coggs. This just says trick or treat on it. And a little ephemera piece right here, a vintage owl. In the back, it has a little tuck spot with another ephemera piece. Right here, this is a double-sided tag that I made. Let me take that off, show it to you. I just glued on this little sticker on it, and in the back has another label on it. And when you open the tag, it has areas to journal on as well. And again, the paper is coffee dyed. Goes right here. Oops. This is some coffee dyed paper and some stenciling, a little witch's hat. It says beware of witches. This page right here, I just added these little corners right here with the Bats cardstock, and I just added this little piece in here. They could probably put a photo in here, so it's kind of like a photo frame. Here's the other digital page. A little tag with some ribbons on it, and it's blank in the back to journal on. Little sentence right here: by the prickling of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. And that's a Shakespeare. Okay. Right here it has another little envelope with a tag of a witch. A tuck spot. I just put some pretty little spiders right there. Another tag to journal on. I did add some Halloween trick-or-treat bag and an area to store any ephemera pieces, photos, whatever they would like to store in here. I added this little bag here, and it has a little tag to journal on as well. Beautiful illustrations. This right here is kind of like an area to put pictures in. You flip this little page up, and it has a pocket right here to add pictures or ephemera pieces, whatever they would like to put. And then it's blank in the back so that they can journal on. It's held up with these little brads right here. In back of the page, I just covered up the brads with a tuck spot. And there's another little vintage letter in here. Okay, to journal on. This ephemera piece, this is from Tim Holtz collection, Halloween collection. And this is the middle of the first signature. I made this little envelope right here to store photos. Added this little button, this vintage button, just for texture. Again, there's a lot of areas to journal on or to sketch on. Wanted to leave it blank. Here's another little tuck. This is a little pot where the witch is making her potions. And I just added this little piece of wax paper right here to make it look like the smoke. And inside, I added a little skeleton that's in the pot right there. Very vintage looking. Here's another tuck spot with some ephemera pieces that come out, and then some bats that I just went ahead and added to the page. Some stenciling. And then here's another little tuck, and I made this little tag with this nice little orange ribbon. Okay. And another little tuck right here, vintage photo. And that's the end of the first signature. Here starts the second signature. Here I made this little envelope with a little piece of paper to journal on. So it's blank. Lots of space to journal on, front and back. Another little tuck right there. A double-sided tag, same as the first signature. Some stenciling. And then again here, it's kind of like a little photo frame to add some photos. Here's a little vintage witch. Another tag with some ribbon on it. Trick-or-treat bag. Another tuck right here with another piece of ephemera. This is a little envelope that I made here. Oops, sorry. It has a tuck spot back here, and then you open it, and it has another tuck right in here. Another one of these little peekaboo windows. Another tuck in the back. too scary looking. And this is the middle of the second signature. Again, it's the same as the first one. Has a little envelope with a vintage button. Little tuck. Another little potion pot. Another tag. And then again, the end of the signature of this book cover, it has a little tuck spot right here. And another tuck right here as well. And that's the end. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I enjoyed making it. And hopefully I will see you again making other journals. Thank you. Bye-bye.